What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So whether you are a teenager, maybe looking to go to college, currently in college like myself, graduated and in the workforce, or you're just a curious individual who wonders why a 4-year degree seems to be the logical step for high school graduates, I'm sure all of us at some point have asked or will ask the question, is college worth it? And as someone who is entering their final semester of college, I think I can offer a lot of useful insight into this very topic. So today let's look at the statistical data to see whether or not the exuberant cost of college is still worth it, and specifically what degrees you want to be looking at in order to get the most bang for your buck. If you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and let's jump right into it. So before we get into all of the research that took me a lot of time to compile, I think it's important to clarify what exactly we're asking here. Obviously, the title of this video is college worth it? But that's kind of a misleading question that doesn't have a one-size-fits-all answer. The real question we should be asking is what degrees or programs are worth it? Because as hard as it may be for some individuals to accept, paying $50,000 or more for certain degrees is just a flat-out bad idea. So to give you the short answer, yes, college is worth it, but only for some students. So let's take a look at some of this data to make sure that you are making a smart decision and are part of that small percentage of students who actually sees a return on their investment. Because at the end of the day, that's what college is, an investment in your future. You are investing money and time now in the form of tuition and fees, among other things, in hopes of seeing a return on that money in the form of an increased salary down the road. And that segues nicely into the cookie cutter argument that I hear all the time when it comes to deciding if college is worth it or not, and that is,
college graduates earn X amount more than non-college graduates.
Okay, but that's actually a very misleading data point. It's very easy to say that college graduates earn $15,000 more per year when compared to individuals with just a high school diploma. But this actually negates a few very, very important factors, such as the 40% of students who start school but haven't finished within 6 years, and also doesn't account for what degrees or programs are leading to those increases in earnings, because again, not all degrees and school programs are created equal. It's a difficult pill to swallow for some, but there is overwhelming data that suggests that certain college degrees lead to significantly higher incomes, while a lot of others are complete waste of your time and money, and will probably just land you in a job that you could have had without a college degree in the first place. Now, up until recently, those blanket statements about the average college student were really the only significant data points that we had when deciding if college was a good investment of our time and money. But thankfully, the Department of Education here in the US recently began releasing data points on earnings and debt post-graduation at the program level, meaning you can see the average earnings and debt of students who earned an accounting degree from Penn State University, for example. Now, this may not sound like a huge deal at first, but this is very useful data because you're able to specifically look up not only a particular degree that you might be interested in, but also the degree program at a specific school that you may want to attend. And this gives you a realistic view on what you can expect as far as earnings when you graduate from that program, and compare this to the amount that you're going to spend on that degree. Just like incomes, the cost of certain degrees from certain colleges can vary drastically. But how can you make sense of all of this data without boring yourself to death and making the college admissions process really painful? Well, lucky for you, all you really have to do is what's called the debt to income test, which is simply a comparison of the income that you can expect to earn with a certain degree from a certain school with the cost of earning that degree from that school. And by dividing these two numbers by each other, you'll get a ratio that can then be compared to different schools and different degrees so that everything is on an even playing field. Now, as fun as all of that math sounds, lucky for you, a number of databases have already done all of the work for you, and a recent TPPF web tool study actually found that over 3,700 programs failed the debt to income test, meaning it didn't meet their benchmark of a good investment, and nearly 7,000 programs nationwide were put in the probation category, meaning it still is probably not a good use of your time and money. Okay, all of that very exciting data and math aside, what does this actually mean for you? Because you might be more confused now than you were at the start of the video. Well, there's a few things that we need to take away from this research. The first and most obvious lesson is that not all programs in schools are created equal. And if you do decide to go to college, then you have to have a specific plan and know how much you can expect to earn and exactly how much that program is going to cost. And unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't just mean doing a quick Google search for the average accountant's income, because that data is really not that helpful. Instead, I'd recommend going to the Department of Education's website and check out the college scorecard section, where you can find very specific information about graduates from certain schools in certain programs to see how much they're earning and how much debt they have on average. I'll also be sure to link that resource for you down in the description below, so I highly recommend that you check that out. So with all of that in mind, when does it really not make sense to go to college? Well, in my eyes, there's really three main categories. Number one, you don't need a degree in order to earn the job that you want to have. Number two, earning a degree in your particular field is not going to significantly increase your earning potential to the point that it's worth that investment of time and money. And number three, which is a difficult one for a lot of people to swallow, if you are afraid that you might not finish school. Again, 40% of students who enter undergraduate programs here in the US don't graduate within 6 years. But I want to make it clear that there is nothing wrong with admitting to yourself that college might not be the best option for you before you start school. It's really those 40% of students who throw off all of those cookie cutter arguments that we talked about earlier. Because yeah, it's easy to say that the average college graduate earns $15,000 more than non-college graduates, but what about the 40% of students who invested time and money into taking some classes, but never actually saw it through to the end in order to reap the benefit of a higher salary? That's again why I don't like those blanket statements about the average college graduate, because they can be very misleading, and as we talked about today, you have to take a much closer look at things in order to make a well-informed decision. Now, as you've probably noticed at this point in the video, I am not here to specifically pinpoint degrees or schools that you should or should not attend, because that is just not my place, but I think the college scorecard resource down in the link below will answer all of those questions for you. But if this is a video that you are interested in, then please let me know if you'd like to see that down in the comment section as well. Now, with all of that in mind, there is one more significant factor that we have not addressed yet that brings in more of my personal experiences as a college student. Obviously, you go to college to get a good education and hopefully get a degree in the end. But the experiences that you're going to have outside of the classroom and the life lessons that you're going to learn are honestly worth just as much, if not more, than the education that you're getting inside the classroom. Now, everyone's college experience is different, but I do think that it is important to mention that, at least from my perspective, being thrown out of the nest and being forced to be completely self-sustaining and functioning on your own schedule has done wonders for my own personal development. And there's really no good way to supplement that experience. So when it comes down to it, the question of is college worth it is actually a really bad question. So I'm sorry for titling the video that way. The real question you should be asking is what specific degrees or programs are going to give you the highest return on your investment. Remember, not only are you taking on the tuition cost of being at school, but you're also investing your own time and taking on a significant opportunity cost by spending 4 years at school rather than earning a salary. College might cost you $100,000 over 4 years, but the largest cost is actually the 4 years of potential salary that you are foregoing in order to earn that degree. So let's say right out of high school, you could have earned $30,000 a year without a college degree. Well, that means over 4 years, not only are you spending $100,000 on your degree at school as far as tuition goes, but you're also foregoing a potential of $120,000 in salaries over that 4-year period. I know that might be a little bit confusing, but this is another really important factor to keep in mind to ensure that you are getting the highest return on your investment. So in most cases, if you are going to a low-cost school and you're earning a degree that will significantly increase your earning potential, then you probably are going to see a huge return on your investment over the course of your working life. Now, a while ago, I actually did make an entire video on how you can attend college for free, which kind of changes this entire equation, so definitely be sure to check that out if it interests you, and let me know down in the comment section below what degrees or programs are the best investment in your eyes, and what your thoughts are on this great debate of if college is worth it or not. If you did enjoy this video, it would mean a lot to me if you would hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who you think would get value out of this content as well. And as always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it a lot. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.